Hey guys, Tim Gillette, author creator of the Rock and Roll Keys to Business Success, coming to you on January 9th, 2014 with our Rock and Roll This Day in History to give you a success tip of the day. It was on this day 30 years ago in 1984 that this guy's favorite band came out with its best album. That was 1984, the album, and that song you heard a little bit, Jump, was what would have been the greatest thing about them in the 1980s. Yes, 1984 was a huge time in my life. It'd be the year I graduated high school. It was the year that Van Halen came out with their greatest album. All kinds of great things. It would have been 3 months before this album came out that I got my first driver's license, was able to drive a car, and I was a senior in high school. All kinds of awesome things in my life happened around this time frame in the world. So I wanted to do a tribute today when I talk about my rock and roll keys to business success and give you a couple things using the album 1984 for maybe building your rock and roll keys to success in your business. Guess what? 1984 was one of Van Halen's biggest albums. I was listening to an interview the other day on Redbeard's, in the studio, and he was talking to the band through that period of time. And he said something that was really interesting to me, and the fact that that was their biggest album. You know, over the years, they built up, little by little, they built up, and that was like the top of the mountain for them to actually put that album out. And it was right after that album that they faced a little bit of tough times. That's when David Lee Roth left the band. And, you know, whether you think David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar was the greatest thing for that band does not matter. It's the fact that business is when you build a team of people, that team of people is what carries you to the top. Now, I'm not going to get into whether there was ego or what was involved with that, but it just turned out that that was the time that maybe the band took a dip and maybe it didn't. Maybe it got better from there. You form your own opinion on that. My business tip for today is think about that team that you're actually building. You know, some of you have the greatness right inside of you and with the team you have together right now. Maybe it's the team of your marriage. Maybe it's the team of your business. Maybe it's the team of your family that is helping you build your business. That team is building and building and building. All right? And when somebody walks away and decides to go I in the team, then that is usually a downfall for the team. Now, I'm not here to teach all the team stuff. I'm here to teach a bit about business. You know, another little aspect and tidbit that I knew about that album was in 1984, there was that song Jump was their big hit. At the same time, another band had that same name on a song, Jump. And the two of them were actually in the top 40 at the same time. And most of you are worried about your competition today. Now, no matter whether you think David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar was great, you have to admit, a lot of Van Halen's work was great. Now, another thing about it is I've learned that Van Halen is my favorite band, but some of the other rock stars and rock and roll people I know in the speaking industry have other favorite bands. That's their opinion. Never, ever, ever let somebody think about what you think about what your competitor's doing. Yeah, you need to keep an eye on to it, but you need to lead by doing what you want to do, and you know your material. You know, you can lead in your business and be the leader of what you think should happen, not caring what the competition does. There's one little aspect that you do it different, and that's where you lead. Coming to you today from my studio, my home studio, kind of like Eddie Van Halen has his home studio at 5150, but my home studio, talking to you about this day in rock and roll history and 30 years that rock and roll has been with a great album, 1984 from Van Halen. Thank you, Eddie Van Halen, for a great body of work, and thank you, my listeners and followers, for building your business and standing out as leaders in your business. Tim Gillette, Rock and Roll Keys to Business Success. We're out of here, man.